We almost doxed ourselves there,
We almost showed our faces to the masses there.
and we can't do that.
I mean, mine looks
Most of you
like
know who we are anyway.
yeah, just mine just looks like just a photo fit like that's been done by a cartoon artist.
Have you seen this man?
Have you seen this man in his red chair?
His purple shirt that looks almost strapless.
I mean, I like the strapless shirts. You know, you gotta, and with a really wide neck as well.
Yeah,
just like
you want to show off them shoulders.
Just been working out hugely.
And I am a cup of coffee.
Aren't we all at the end of the day?
Aren't we all?
Yeah. Norman. So we've started this recording quite quickly because we normally wait until the caffeine kicks in, but sort of going on the discussion we were just having, we were talking ludicrously already, so we thought we'd just jump straight in.
Oh yes.
All right. So hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is number, Christ, what, 6, 7?
One. Oh God.
7.
I have no idea.
I think it's 7.
I think it is. Yes. No. Yes. I don't know. 6 or 7.
Welcome to Big Talk 6 or 7, where two caffeinated and opinionated individuals talk about things that they have no idea about and just kind of puzzle things through. I'm your host. Apparently, I'm the host, Lee Simmons, and I'm here with my co-host, Matt Waterhouse, who is a cup of coffee.
Hello
Yeah.
there. We almost doxed ourselves with showing our faces, and then you just did it with our full names.
I've done it already. Yeah, they've already got our full names, man.
I think in episode 1.
Yeah, they already know us.
Yeah. Ah well. Dick pics next.
What? Just we put them out. We dox ourselves with dick pics.
Yeah, that'll be the visual for the next one. One dick is the main picture, and another dick is the logo.
Yeah. Just dicks on dicks.
Dicks on demand.
Dicks on demand. DOD.
That would have been a great podcast name.
But I mean, what's the
That'd
USP?
Be the next one.
What is the USP of that podcast? Just sending out dick pics to everyone.
Cult leaders who,
do crazy shit. So after our conversation last week about cults, I went into a deep, dark rabbit hole on cult leaders. I find the subject fascinating, and we worked out basically what, like, when you know you're in a cult last week, didn't we? It's when someone's fucking the wives, you know.
Yep.
And I'm watching one of these. I think it was on Netflix or YouTube or something like that. I'm like about 10 deep at the moment. I'm 10 deep into like cult documentaries, and I'm like, this is crazy. Cults are everywhere. And I'm watching this one, and the cult leader, I'm like, he's not fucking any of the wives. Like 100%. He's not. His sexual persuasion is not for women. Like straight up. And it gets to the last 10 minutes, and like, he's fucking all the dudes, and I'm like, I knew he's fucking someone. Because they're all fucking someone, all of them.
And not all the husbands.
No, just poor young guys in Las Vegas, you know, trying to make it. It's the casting couch again, man.
California again.
Yeah.
Be careful, Californians.
Oh, and do you know what? I fucking love California, though. I love it. I love it.
You weren't in this guy's cult, were you?
Well, maybe it was my cult. Could you...
And that guy was your patsy.
Yeah. I just sold him out and just showed. Yeah, because I mean, this guy, like, he used to be in like porn. He was a failed actor, and like, they showed some of the videos, and they were the funniest videos I've ever seen. Not just. I mean, I'm not normally watching gay porn, but if that's what it all looks like, it's all hilarious. But really, all porn's a bit hilarious, isn't it? Especially when it's got a story. Hi, I'm here to do this thing for you. oops, my clothes have fallen off. I don't need the preamble. I don't need to believe in my characters, you know?
It would be. Is there a porn out there that has like a proper narrative to it? That's not just like, oh, you've come over to fix the boiler.
Yeah.
I mean, like a proper one.
Yeah.
With like intrigue and all that.
Well, I'm glad you said that, Matt, because now introducing the Big Talk Porno with a real story.
The Big Talk Porncast.
That would be. Well, I wouldn't say it'd be interesting. It'd be an odd thing to engage in, wouldn't it? You know, because like
I would rather,
because you're not really there for the story, are you? I think you'd sort of have sort of a crisis of what you're supposed to do in that situation. You know, especially if it was like if it was episodic as well.
Well, if it was like a series,
you've got like a series of pornos with a real story.
Well, you see porn stars like transcend and become like proper actors.
You do.
And actresses.
Yeah.
Like go proper mainstream.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I wonder if it could happen
the other way. Well,
and
you do, don't they? They're called sex tapes, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and so there was a wrestler who did it. What was her name? I forget her name. It was one of the wrestlers in the one of like the WWE wrestlers in the 90s. One of the divas.
Yeah.
Got into porn. And I forget which one it was.
I'm going to find out. Oh, right. So that was a stupid thing for me to write in. So I wrote in WWE star porn.
Oh,
I should have wrote porn star and straight in with the porn websites. Right. China, I believe it was.
China?
Yes.
China.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and then the next one is 10 WWE divas who are porn stars.
Oh, there's more than one.
So
okay.
there's more.
Right.
WWE Sunny, Trish Stratus, apparently.
I remember her. She did porn.
Apparently.
Good grief.
I'm not going to click on it because it's on Pornhub. So.
Oh God.
Oh no! This is a looking at the.
We only answer the big questions on Big Talk.
Yeah,
Today's big question
is porn. Who's
Which
in
wrestlers
porn?
have done porn?
This is actually. I don't think she was in porn. Actually, checking the summary on Google, it's a sexy WWE porn star Trish Stratus FAP tribute. So I think it's just pictures of her where someone's really liked her and just put together a montage of her. What an odd way to sort of celebrate someone.
Well,
what an odd way. But we live in strange times.
We do live in strange times.
Yeah. I'm trying to find a segue into my question, but I can't really find one.
Yeah.
We've already gone down a crazy.
I could see you there, like tentatively mounting a segue.
Yeah.
But
I can't.
We live in strange times, but the segue's not started yet.
It's not there.
The battery's dead.
How do I segue from porn to social media? That's the thing.
That's how you do it. Fuck it. Social media.
Yeah.
it's
So what it was, we were talking about cults and everything, and I'm thinking sort of what to do this week, and I can't remember how I got. I think it's basically I thought a cult was a bit like sort of like we can still have cults today, but they're like more digital cults. There was a video that I saw actually where there was this woman who did like just an internet cult, and she's like straight up saying it's a cult. Don't think she's fucking anyone, so she's not really a cult leader. She's sort of cult light. But I was looking at that, and I'm sort of looking at social media, and as you know, one of my favorite hobbies is to go onto social media and just look at the comments and see everyone arguing at each other.
Yeah,
it's one of my things that I love to do. And also, I mean, we've spoken about it every week pretty much since we've started, talking about post-truth eras and everything like that. And it all stems from the internet. and social media. So I thought we'd kick the shit out of it this week and then get on to some other topics, really. So yeah, and then we've talked about Twitter, and I don't really know much about Twitter, and you do. Anyway, so fuck the segue. We're going in with the question. So my question to you, Matt, is:
Yes.
Is social media good or bad for you? For us. Not for you. For us. Now,
for me, for us.
Well, this is
for the royal you.
It's a two-part question, really, because we're looking at us, me and you, as an individual. But is it good for us as as a global community at large?
The royal you, basically. You being you, the plural.
You guys out there, is it good for you?
Yeah.
As an individual, is it good for us as a wider community? I've got a couple more talking points, but let's kick it off. Is it good for us?
Like everything, I feel like I'm just sitting on every fence I can.
Yeah.
In this case, though, I'm leaning off the fence a bit. I'm sort of hanging onto the fence because there are some good things, obviously, but there's a lot of bad things. I mean, it's good in the sense that you can get in touch with people. Yeah. You can keep in touch with people.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, case in point, you're in Japan at the moment. I'm in New Zealand. You've been traveling for, 5 years on and off?
Yeah, pretty much.
I've been away for a solid amount of times for, time and time again. And it would be very hard to get in touch with you over the old landline, especially when you're in China, especially when you're in China, when there's the Great Firewall of China and you can't get anything in or out. I think we spoke twice while you were in China on a really spotty VPN connection.
Yes. Yeah, we did.
Which, by the way, Tuesday was yesterday.
It was
30th anniversary of Tiananmen Square. Yeah.
Oh, that thing that they always said was a mystery.
They said that it didn't happen. You go on tours there, and they say it doesn't happen.
Well, yeah. Well, they say it's that's the official line, and then when you talk to people about it, they're like, it's like, well, something happened there, but we don't know what. Maybe something happened there, maybe nothing happened there. Who knows?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not allowed to talk to you about this, or I get fired.
Yeah, I can say nothing on this, but this wasn't one of the talking points actually. But I just read it today. I went onto thisweek.com for this week's news to see what was happening. Trump's doing some things again. Oh, he's in England.
He's in the UK. Isn't he?
He's in England at the moment. But I was thinking when I saw that, one of the things came up was Tiananmen Square 30 years on, and a big part of the Arab Spring was social media and messaging platforms, wasn't it? That was a huge part of that whole uprising. So I wonder how that would have gone. Well, actually, it's China still, though. I was wondering how that would have. Well, you got WeChat though, haven't you? Is it WeChat?
Yes.
In China, so you've still got messaging platforms there. So I wonder how.
Yeah, it's just their own in-house ones.
Yeah, I wonder how in this day
it's unmonitored.
It wouldn't. Yeah. I wonder how it would have changed though, because it's instantaneous communication. If you act quick, it's going to be different than. I don't know. It was just a thing that sort of caught my interest today.
Yeah. Well, I suppose it's got its strategic elements to it. Because you can communicate instantaneously and across the world.
Yeah.
And garner a following that's far and wide.
Yeah.
The other side of that is with the government. I mean, the Chinese. There's no way that the Chinese government aren't very, very closely monitoring WeChat.
Yeah.
And monitoring, because the thing about China, it's not this amorphous blob.
It's not a boogeyman that we're led to believe, sort of thing.
Well, it is.
Right. Okay.
It is that.
I have no idea. Never been.
But it's got there's a lot of people in I this is I live there. I lived there for a good year and a half to 2 years. So, and I met a lot of different people there, and there is discontentment amongst people. Like, the thing about China is it encompasses apologies. It encompasses several like Tibet. It encompasses, and like there's Muslims in the west of the country that aren't happy, and they uprise occasionally. And you've got the Mongolians in the north that that live in Inner Mongolia, which is the bit of Mongolia that China took and hasn't given back.
Yep.
You've got all the stuff with Hong Kong. You've got all the stuff with Taiwan.
Yeah. And because you've got a fuck ton of people there, haven't you?
Yeah.
There's 1 billion there.
1.3 billion.
That's nuts.
And that's recorded. There's more.
Yeah.
Because there are people that live in the mountains that aren't part of the census.
Yeah.
So there's 1.3 is an estimate. But they have any uprisings that are communicated over social media can be put down very quickly, because the government of China has eyes on WeChat and has eyes on social media.
Yeah.
So 1.386 billion, my word.
Yeah. Interesting though. If you look at this, like the graph, so this sort of goes up and down and down. This, like, India's is just like a straight influx.
That is interesting.
That's very.
And
interesting.
the US is going up very slowly.
Yeah, but still sort of quite steady.
Yeah.
It makes the numbers move as well.
Interesting. Oh, nice.
But yeah, looking at this, there's a lot going on.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Well, the thing about China is their neighbours. All their neighbouring countries have some kind of beef with them, aside from maybe North Korea.
Yeah. So yeah, you've got Taiwan, Laos, Myanmar, Bhutan, Nepal, the
India,
Tajikistan,
is there somewhere.
Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Mongolia,
Vietnam is somewhere.
Vietnam is down here. So yeah,
they tried to invade Vietnam and failed miserably.
Yeah. Was that the deal with the Vietnam War? Was it? They were sort of like proxying like the North.
I think that was. I think it was. My history on this topic is not the best, but I think it's pre-Vietnam. That one. I think it's pre-Vietnam War. Someone will know better than me. Or it's post. I mean, obviously, it's either before or after that. That's very, very general.
That's just how time works, isn't it? You know.
Yeah. It's like it either happened before this event, after the event, or during the event. One of those three. I know things.
Well, we're living up to our tagline now. We know nothing about anything.
Indeed. More caffeine is needed. No, but I think because you see, there are uprisings and things, and there are people that get try to cause a bit of damage and try to cause some chaos, and it gets put down very quickly without a lot of people knowing.
Right. Okay.
And you hear these things through hearsay when you live there. Like when I lived in Ho Hot, there was a mass stabbing.
Jesus.
And quite a few people died. And we didn't hear about it until maybe a couple of weeks after.
Right.
And it was through kind of word of mouth. Like the most you'll get, the most you'll get is like at certain times, you'll go to maybe a train station and there'll be a couple of armed guards. because they've gotten wind of something.
Right.
But I mean, China's it's almost the ultimate surveillance state.
Yeah.
Like there was a guy there who, when I was there the second time, there was a chap who he's the son of a rich guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess he travelled a bit,
Mm.
and he knew stuff. He knew stuff that was going on, and he would tell us some of the stuff that was going on.
Right.
And then he would vanish.
So this was a Chinese guy, was it? This was a local
yes.
guy. Right.
Yeah. This is in when I was in central China. So when I was in like Mao country.
Yeah.
And he would hang out with us for like a bit of time. For like during the week we'd see him maybe twice.
Mm-hmm.
And then he would disappear for like 2 months.
Mm.
And they were like, oh, they've put him in the not the asylum, but like the like a sort of special care.
Right. It's like a secure hospital.
Care. Yeah, basically. They put him in a secure hospital because he's not well.
Right.
And then he would appear again for a couple of weeks, and we'd meet up with him and we'd chat, and then he would vanish again for another month.
Right.
Like, I'm pretty sure our places were bugged when we lived there.
Christ.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is
sketchy app.
Kind of sketchy, kind of scary.
Yeah, I bet.
It was, man, living there was hard. It was very, very unpleasant living there at that time, because this was I've probably spoken to you about it before. It was 2015, 2016 when I was there.
Uh-huh.
And it was like, it was racist. And
yeah, I remember you saying.
And like people were watching you, and you felt like you couldn't really say anything.
Yeah.
There were events at the university where we worked that we weren't told about or invited to.
Yeah.
Because things would be said there that we weren't to be informed about.
That's nuts.
It was really unsettling.
And
when I say racism, I don't mean like sort of the subtle, I'm not going to sit next to you on the bus kind of racism.
Yeah.
It's like shouting stuff out.
Overt. Just, yeah.
Yeah. Every 6 yards. Well, like walking down the street, I would walk to get to work.
Mm-hmm.
It was like overt. Shouting stuff, or it was like both aggressive and ignorant at the same time. Because it's a bit like, what's the analogy I could make for people to truly understand? Because this kind of thing isn't taken seriously when it's against people like you and I, Lee. Let's imagine that there's a black guy walking down the street. And I won't say the actual slur, but like, there's a black guy walking down the street, and occasionally, and well, like I say occasionally, every sort of 10 steps, someone will say something, and it'll either be aggressive, or it'll be like, maybe it'll be like a mother with a little kid, who's like holding up the kid, and like, oh look, it's
Yeah.
Can you say
Yeah.
It's yeah, there we go. And you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
And it'll be like people who you buy your dinner from.
Yeah.
Will be like talking about you in Chinese while you're standing right next to them. And it's like, man. Like I'm getting the pay's not bad.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ, it's horrible.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a difficult one. That difficult place to be for a year.
I bet. Yeah. Fuck racism,
Mongolia,
man. Fuck racism.
Mongolia was a lot more fun.
Yeah.
But even in Mongolia, though,
Mm.
well, the thing, well, in Inner Mongolia was more fun because the Mongolian people and the Chinese people that live up there, just super fun people. Like love a shindig, very friendly, invite you in. You can have a drink. You can have you can come sit with them for like a meal or whatever, and they'll be like, "Hey, yeah, you're a cool guy." And but then there was one day where there was this dude who was probably about 50, probably about 50.
Yeah.
And I was walking because I used to do quite long walks in Inner Mongolia, and I was walking back home from a shopping center, I think. And this guy who was maybe kind of drunk, I don't know, but he just like stopped, and he like kind of pushed me a little bit. He started like shouting at me, and I was like, okay, well, I don't know what you're saying, so I'm going to ignore you. And I kept walking, and he was walking next to me, shouting stuff at me, as I was walking, for a good 4 miles.
Fuck.
It's fucking relentless.
Yeah.
And he would like try and push me occasionally, and I was just like, I don't give a shit. I'm bigger than you. You're annoying, but it's just like. But it was like a bit alarming. Like for a good like 4 miles.
That's a long time.
Yeah, I went into another shopping center thinking if I go in here, he'll probably fuck off. And he followed me around the shopping center.
Bloody hell!
And I was like, okay, what's going to happen when I get away from people?
Yeah.
So I went up to a police officer who did nothing. And I kept going, and then I sort of made to get in a taxi, and then he sort of peeled off. I was like, there you go, you're gone now. But it was just like, what the fuck was that?
That's nuts.
Like, it's crazy, man.
Yeah. Because that's not a street, that's 4 miles.
That's 4 miles.
That's like an hour. That's longer than an hour.
I walked quite quickly.
Yeah.
It was about an hour.
Yeah, you're looking about an hour, hour and a half, aren't you, for 4 miles, depending on how you're walking. Fuck me, that's nuts. People are cray, man.
They are.
Which would have been a fantastic segue into social media. That would have been it.
It would have been.
It's mad.
We can get into it.
It's mad that people are in porn. People are mad. Social media is mad, and people are mad. That's what I should have done. Fuck. There's your segue. Damn it.
There is your segue.
So, people are mad. Some people aren't mad. And I don't say mad is in like a derogatory sense. I'm cray too. I've been in and out of therapy. I've got a Swiss cheese brain. Like, that's what I call it. I'm a nutty individual. People have got it worse.
Swiss cheese with walnuts.
Exactly. We're talking full cheese board here. With all the accoutrements. So I've been in and out of the place with people trying to make my brain a bit better. And it's good now. You know, a lot of the time it's about getting out and things like that. But people have it worse than me, you know. Some people's you know, I'm not going to get into mental health. That's a big topic, and we're talking about social media. But by and large,
but it is tied. It is tied to social media, though. I think a little bit.
So I'm going to put a disclaimer here that this is a huge generalization, but I'm doing it for brevity. People have varying degrees of poor mental health, because we all have mental health. It's good, it's bad. We go through spates of it, up and down, left and right. But then we have, if it's a persistent thing, and some of them, because people get fucked up when they're young, either by themselves, you know, or people doing things to them, and stuff sticks, you know. You throw stuff some stuff stays there, and it's hard to get away from. And now you have this outlet which can exacerbate some things, you know, because with social, so here was the thing. This was one of the reasons that I wanted to bring up social media. I don't really go on social media a lot. I have 3 things that I probably do on social media. I'll talk to my friends and my coaching clients. Like I'll catch up with them on like a messaging app or through Facebook or something like that. But direct messaging on some platform like that, I'll look at comments. I kept like very occasionally, like once every 2 weeks, I'll do that on like Brexit, and see that people are saying the same fucking argument that they were 2 years ago, and they're still going. And then I'll just curate dank memes. I'll just find meme, screenshot them, put them in my dank memes folder for later use, for a later gig. I can't remember why I was on it for a lot of time. I think I was just like, I was in the cult black hole. I went down the rabbit hole, and I'm on the internet constantly. The first question was going to be, is the internet good for us? And I think that's an easier question to say yes to, because there's a lot more good that can be done out of the internet. So I had to sort of break it down to social media. And sort of going through all this black hole, and then I sort of move on to social media, and I'm watching this something. I'm starting to have a panic attack. What the fuck is going on here? I haven't had a panic attack in like 2 years. And I'm having this panic attack. I'm having to like take myself, like I was at work at the time. And I've got this podcast on. It was around lunchtime. I'm like, fuck this, lock the computer, step outside. I've got to like breathe for a second. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And it was because I was just consumed in this black hole. I was like focused. I got a bit too. So when I get into something, here's another thing which is a bit nutty. I've got an addictive personality. I like something, I love it. I want all of that. Nom 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 nom. Take it all in. Energy drinks. I'm a smoker. Anything that I get excited about, though, I am on that. Like I'll go through space with like gaming, and I'll just be like, like that's 6 hours a day, bang, no problem. I wish I could do it with like a side hustle, like a self-employed business. Just get really, really into that. Really addicted to like just being successful. That'd be the ideal thing. But no, it's just all the shit things. And I'm seeing this like addictive like thing happen. I'm like, fuck, it's this. This is what's doing it. And I had to take myself away from it for a couple of days. And I'm like, nah, you're getting out this rabbit hole now. And that's what made me think of the question: is it good and is it bad for us? Because it can be really fucking bad for you. Because I say I'm nutty, but I'm a high functioning nutty man.
Okay.
Highly functioning. You keep into that, and you can, you either you look at the wrong thing or you associate with the wrong people, and you're in a bit of fucking bother. You're in a spot of bother,
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's all information overload and pattern recognition can really screw you up.
I think that's what I got from that panic attack as well. There's a lot of pattern recognition going on and cyclical thinking. I'm like, damn, son, you need to step back.
Well, the thing is, like, when you recognize a pattern, it's difficult to shake it.
It's hard to forget that pattern, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And a pattern, I mean, it can be, and some of the patterns you can see are really, really, really bleak. Like, one of the research things. So our research today, well, one of the researchers for today,
of course,
was a podcast by Mr. Joe Rogan, involving Tim Pool, who's a journalist. Jack Dorsey, who's the CEO of Twitter.
Yeah.
And Vidya Gad, I think her name is. Vidya Gad.
I'm just going through our massive conversation yesterday where we almost blew this conversation out of the water, because we spoke for a good long time about this yesterday.
We did, yeah. Vidya Gad, who is like the head of trust and safety at Twitter, I believe it is. Head of trust and safety.
Yeah.
And she needs to do a better job, because there's not a lot of trust in Twitter, and there's not much safety on Twitter either. But I think I said to you this podcast is infuriating.
That was the first thing that you said to me. So I said,
Yeah.
the JRE with Jack Dorsey, Vijaya Gad, and Tim Pool is probably good further reading for one avenue we'll eventually hit, which we have. We've hit it now.
Uh-huh.
First thing Matt says, that podcast is infuriating. And I said from which side as a hypothetical question, because I knew which side it was going to be. Yeah, your response, from the robots.
From the robots, yeah. And to be honest, it's not the first time I've listened to that. It's like that's probably maybe the third time, I think.
Yeah.
That I was listening to that podcast, because there was a lot there. And it's just it was just so many. It was like, I think I said to you as well that he might as well have
like the customer
he might
service.
as well have he might as well have emailed them, because all he was getting back was sort of canned corporate response. And the problem with that, the problem with Twitter is they don't have enough. They're leaving it to algorithms to curate hundreds of millions of posts a day. They're leaving up to the community to flag. So the community is kind of policing itself, which Twitter is an absolute mess. It's an absolute cesspool. And leaving that community, that highly polarized community, to police itself is an exercise in madness. There's, I don't know, man. It's just a crazy thing.
Yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from with that, because we had a bit of different views on this, didn't we? You didn't like where they were coming from. I could kind of see where they were coming from, and I just didn't get on with this Tim Pool character at all. I'd never heard of him before, but I thought, like, and then I was looking through the comments.
He was making one argument over and over again.
Yeah.
Which,
I think one thing that sort of got to me, because there's another thing that I want to get onto with this, and he's sort of saying that he's been physically attacked, because their line was that they want to stop doxing, wasn't it?
Their line was that they wanted to stop people being silenced, I think it was.
Well, they're like their main safety concern was about like the physical safety of their users, though, wasn't it?
It was physical safety and it was physical safety and stopping conduct that stops people wanting to speak, I think is what it was. Yeah,
and trying to but those were sort of the two main things, weren't there? And sort of he'd been physically. Well, I don't think he'd been physically attacked. That he was in a physical space where there was like verbal assault going on, which is shit.
He was. I think he was physically attacked.
Which is like, that's fucking horrible. Like, that's like, I get that, and then but sort of he's saying this, and but he's not reporting it, and I get that it shouldn't happen in the first place, 100%. Like, this is a whole other topic of social media that we'll get onto, that this shit should not be happening, but it is inevitably going to. Because I get that it shouldn't be run by algorithms, but the volume of stuff that's going through, I don't see any other way that they can do it.
Well, here's the thing, man. You look at how things are going with automation, and I think to myself, well, what's going to be way easier, like, because we're losing a lot of service jobs. The new service job could be this.
Yeah,
they've got 4,000 employees at Twitter,
and that's for everyone.
And that's for everyone.
That's your engineers. And that's Tim Pool. That's Vijaya.
that's Jack Dorsey. Yeah, Jack Dorsey.
Yeah.
And
sorry. Yeah.
Vijaya.
Yeah.
And they said, and the thing is, there was a point during that where, just as they were talking about it, where they asked, I think Joe Rogan asked, how many people do you have looking at tweets?
It's like
and Vidya said, a lot. And then Jack Dorsey answered honestly.
Yeah, and said like a couple of hundred.
and said, we have 4,000 employees total. It's a couple of hundred. A couple of hundred is not a lot.
No.
When you're looking at hundreds of millions of posts a day.
Yeah.
So what would be a good idea?
That's not even a percent at that point, is it? That you can get through.
It's a fraction of a percent.
Yeah.
So why not employ more people to do that? Well, they don't want to pay them.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, they're a multi-billion-dollar corporation that don't want to pay people if they don't have to, which they don't have to. But it's getting to a point where they probably are going to have to, because
shit's getting cray.
Because shit's getting so crazy. And there was another point. See, one of the bad points that Tim Pool made was talking about it in regard to US law when Twitter is a global platform.
Thing. Yeah, that's one thing that I really didn't get on with. Like, I get where he's coming from totally, that it's affecting US elections. I've got a counter argument to it, but like I thought straight away, I'm thinking this is global now, man. It's not just affecting your 300 million people in America.
Well, it can. The problem is it has the potential to affect every
government. Yeah,
every government, every election, every facet. It's affecting culture. It affects stock prices. It affects how much money people make on YouTube. It affects how much money people make in general. Like it affects lives, man. It's huge. It's this huge platform that's unregulated. And Tim Pool is right in the sense that it has far too much power. But I think regulated, but however, I think regulating them is not a good idea.
Is nuts, isn't it?
Because think about it, right? You regulate Twitter with government legislation.
Yeah.
You've got a government of a country.
Yeah.
Controlling a global platform.
Yeah. And that's,
or like having power over a global platform.
And that just is a whole other can of worms, isn't it?
That's a whole other can of worms, because you get someone in there who's ideologically very, very authoritarian.
And you've
regardless of political party, you get a heavy authoritarian in there, and they're going to go, right, well, political enemies, get them off the platform. There you go. Now it's a massive echo chamber.
Yeah.
And we can influence who we want. We essentially control the conversation.
Yeah.
And Twitter is the biggest proponent of this, because this is where Twitter is where all the news is. Yeah. Twitter is where all the journalists are. And it's where normal people are too. I mean, the president, all the politicians are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a couple of episodes ago, we were going through the president's tweets, weren't we?
We were.
Never in history have I been able to have a direct line to the president's brain.
Yeah. What does the president think about this? Now we know.
Click. Yeah.
And it's hard because I mean Facebook has the same issue at the moment because it links to a lot of news sites.
Yeah. Because there was things about
a lot of
like stuff about Brexit and that being like, it was the Cambridge Analytica stuff, wasn't it? Do you remember that?
There was that.
Yeah,
yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, the Cambridge Analytica debacle. And but even so, you see interview clips. I mean, just as an example, you see interview clips that are edited down to bite-sized chunks that can make someone look as good or as bad as you want.
As the editor wants, yeah.
As the editor wants. And the editor, there's always some kind of spin. Why are we interviewing this person? We want to trip them up. And we can, if we can't do that with questions, we can do it in the edit.
Yeah.
Like Jim Jeffries was caught red-handed doing that.
Right.
You know, the comedian Jim Jeffries?
Yeah.
He was interviewing a guy in Australia who's like a very pro-Israel, very conservative.
Mhm.
And he cut the interview they interviewed him, and this guy really, I think, knowing what was going to happen, set up cameras in the room, filmed the whole thing.
Right.
So when the interview went out, and the interview, I think it went out, it was just after the Christchurch shooting. This interview went out.
Right.
And they linked this guy. They linked this Jewish guy to the Nazis.
Right.
To like neo-Nazis, basically. And he was like, well, I've got the footage. And he just put out the clips. And it proper exposed. I mean, and then again, post-truth era, people don't really.
Well, we don't even read the articles half.
Promoting whatever.
Yeah.
Promoting whatever, and they've not even mentioned it. I think the guy tried to go to the US to like have a US tour and to confront Jim Jeffries about it. And the second he landed in LAX, they detained him and flew him back to Australia.
Fuck.
So, I mean, that's sort of the social media getting very, very tangled in politics and getting tangled in people's lives and
getting tangled in the real world because this is not the real world. I mean, it comes from people within the real world, but this is a thing. I think this is one of the things that I just can't get on with social media with. This, you know, it can become, it's very alluring, you know. I'm here at the moment looking at Donald Trump's tweets again. Just going through them. Well, I don't know, because like if I bring them up, then I'm going to start showing people's like @ signs, and I don't know if we're going to be okay with that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, best to leave it.
But like, so like the last one, I mean, is just sort of him talking about, I think, the president of Israel, I think his wife's passed away.
Oh, okay.
I think it says Melania and I send our deepest condolences to President Reuven Rivlin and the entire state of Israel on the passing of Mrs. Neshama Rivlin. Mrs. Rivlin's represented her beloved country with grace and stature, so along with those who knew her.
That's not Israel, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know why it says condolences to President Reuven Rivlin and the entire state of Israel.
Rivlin.
Gotta be.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well,
Reuven.
It might be the former president because Netanyahu is the.
Yeah.
It might be a former president.
Is an Israeli politician and lawyer serving. Oh no, as the 10th and current president of Israel since 2014.
Eh?
Yeah.
What's Netanyahu doing then?
What are you doing, Netanyahu?
What are you doing with your life, Netanyahu?
He was the 9th. Well, this says the 9th and current prime minister of Israel since 2009.
Oh, so they have a prime minister and a president.
Ah, there we are. That makes sense.
In some way, that makes sense. I mean, I don't know how it works in Israel.
0 sense to us having only a prime minister. But yeah, I'm just looking.
Well, we've got a prime minister and a queen. So.
Yeah. Well,
how does that make sense? But...
Well, it's cray. What was I saying? So yeah, the real world is nuts as well, but this is having effects on the real world. You know, this, you know,
and you couldn't
getting assaulted off of Twitter. That's nuts. You know.
Well, I mean, social media. I mean, because it's got good applications. You can stay in touch with people. You can connect with people, but it's so easily weaponized. And that's the main problem with it. It's so easy to weaponize it.
Yeah. And it's so easy to talk to people. You know, I've got loads of people just shouting at Trump or saying, "Yay, Trump," or saying, "You're rubbish, Trump."
Well, that's what I said before. It's like you're not going to get any moderation at all.
No,
you're going to get Yay or the middle finger?
Just diametrically opposed views.
Should we do a little tweet segment?
Okay, I won't do it on this one because that's probably in poor taste. I need one with caps.
Yes.
Come on, give me caps, Donald. Come on.
You won't have to look back far, man.
Well, he's tweeting a load about the White House, about the state visit at the moment. And the White House is more considered in their approach to capitalisation.
Okay.
So at the moment, we're saying it's pretty bad at the moment. Just while I look for this, we're saying it's pretty bad.
Yeah, we're saying it's pretty bad. And that's why I want us to do this a bit, because it's a little bit funnier and a little bit lighter.
Right, here we are. I've got 6.
Okay.
I've got 6 caps straight up. 22,000 comments. 21,000.
Let's lighten up a bit. What's going on?
Okay, so as you'll remember, any caps I'll be shouting.
Yep.
Okay, this is Donald J. Trump, 2nd of June. No collusion, no obstruction, no nothing. In quotes, what the Democrats are trying to do is the biggest sin in the impeachment business. David Rivkin, constitutional scholar. Meantime, the Dems are getting nothing done in Congress. They are frozen stiff. Get back to work. Much to do. Right.
Okay.
So now,
okay.
What are your
Daddy.
bets? What are your bets?
What are my bets?
Yeah.
Last time we had a lot of tax returns stuff.
We did.
I think there'll be tax return. I'm feeling a return of the tax returns.
Okay, so this is really...
I'm feeling a lot of insulting toward the Democrats as well.
Yeah, right. Okay, so straight up. God bless Donald Trump. Life is wonderful as president. Then the next one, just a completely out of context person who doesn't like Trump. Perhaps explain that to the soya farmers. Right? What? Jesus Christ. If he's doing something bad, I understand, but context. Come on. And then...
what does that have to do with anything?
Christ knows. There's nothing about soya in that tweet.
Are they affected by Russian collusion?
Maybe.
Are the soya farmers colluding with Russia?
Maybe that's like their main sort of export to Russian collusionists, you know.
Yeah, say that to the soya farmers, man.
Third one, or the middle class whose taxes went up. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Sassy. Then we've got the same person again from the top who did the shouting. Middle class got a tax break as well as small business. One small biz benefit was the ability to deduct 25% of my small business expenses on my personal return. Go research it. Oh, that was in.
So that's the thing.
This is the thing
about. Yeah, that's the thing about the post-truth era.
Yeah.
American taxes have either gone up or they've gone down. It depends who you ask.
Yeah. It depends if it's benefited you or not.
Well, it depends it depends whether you like Trump or you don't like him. I like him, therefore the taxes have gone down. I hate him, the taxes are through the roof.
Yeah.
And no one will research it.
Yeah.
Even though we're on the internet where you can research it.
Yeah. And then we've just got people it's just all very silly.
Is that along that thread? The tax thread? No,
then what have we got after that? So people start having a conversation back and forth whether or not the tax has gone up or down.
Of course.
And then we've got Democrats at Speaker Pelosi claim they passed hundreds of bills. No, they voted in the House with Democrat votes only. Passing a bill means that both houses vote on them. What they were doing is faking it so they can claim something. And then someone responded to that. Guess who slept through civics class? ... Sassy.
Ooh,
another sassy tweet. Zing. How does Congress decide which laws to pass? ? When a majority in the House and in the Senate agree the bill should become law. Learn before you tweet. Ooh, a sassy comeback. Like it.
Sassy return.
We agree with you. The House is doing their job and the Senate isn't. You can't pass a bill unless both sides agree all the House is doing is sending bills they know will never be passed. That is not lawmaking. That is throwing a temper tantrum. This is the first person. Temper tantrum. Is this the term a marketing firm uses? Last person, don't get involved. That makes no sense.
What?
I don't know. They've got an emoji. They've got an emoji in their name. Instant dislike to this person.
Don't get involved. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Detroit
Yeah.
would soar economically if we hosted those people in rap battle style.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
Things.
Yeah. 8 Mile.
Oh yeah.
Twitter
8 Mile,
8
exactly.
Mile. Twitter 8 Mile.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I like the sassy replies on Twitter. I mean, I'll say just for this thread, because I've seen that there are some really shitty people on here as well. I look on. I go on Facebook, and then I'll just it's like the kiddie table sometimes. When I
know why?
Because
your real name's on Facebook, though.
Well, you don't even have to be now, because you're seeing a lot of people just like because a lot of what's going on in Facebook. I can talk to this a lot more because it's something that I actually use. But a lot of people will be sort of targeting people with, sort of incendiary views, and if like any kind of sort of like hate speech and things like that. People are like going after them. Well, not going after them at their jobs, but they're speaking to their managers at the job and getting them fired and things like that. So people are going underground and making fake accounts to go on these and continue their incendiary views, but so their real lives can't be attacked.
And that I think it's another damaging thing.
Super dangerous.
That's again where
underground.
Where social media clashes with real life. Where it's like, you have a view that I don't like. I disagree with you, so I'm going to get you fired. Like, that's nonsense.
I think,
like, regardless of who that happens to, that's nonsense.
I think some of them, because some of the ones that I've seen, they've got like, they're fucking vile people, and they have real positions of power. Like who like help people and things like that. I don't think they should necessarily. I don't think they should necessarily lose their. Oh, not about political views. No. It's not about that. Okay. It's more like hate views, like actually hating someone, inciting violence about people, not about like left or right views. I haven't seen that, but actually saying that.
Oh, inciting violence. Then
in the ideal sense, because that's what I said, that's happening. But you're also seeing it on these political ones as well, where people are going after them. I don't know if it's happening the same way in that sense, but it could. I wouldn't say why it wouldn't be. Really, I mean,
it is, man. It's happening. If you're pro, like we went through we went through a little while ago in another show, the idea of what is a good person that's being pushed by certain things, and if you break that, then you're in trouble. And there's certain things. I mean, certain times it's appropriate. Like if you're pro paedophilia and you work in a school, you should probably be fired.
There's something going on there, isn't there? There's a paradox there, isn't there?
If you're inciting violence, which that's against the law, and you should be arrested as well as fired. But if you disagree on a political point, like I don't see how that's relevant to your job unless it directly affects your job. But I mean, it's irrelevant, absolutely irrelevant. I don't know. I've worked with people who are far, far left, far, far right, and their views are irrelevant to how they do their job.
And really, most of the time, who they are as a person.
Right.
When
exactly.
you have that conversation with them, it really, who they are as a person, doesn't matter who they voted for, really. Within my own household, there are different political views.
Right.
But I do love my family, and they aren't bad people.
Well, of course.
Unless we're all
course.
bastards. Unless we're all real bastards in my family.
Unless we're all bastards. I mean, we could all be bastards.
Yeah.
You never know.
Right. So I'm trying to find how it's different on Facebook. I need to find something on Brexit, because that's where it really pisses me off.
Mm.
There's another thing that I've seen on Facebook as well, which has really been pissing me off, and why I think social media is bad at these times. So as I said, I do three things on Facebook. I'll talk to my friends. I'll look at comments, and I'll also go on meme pages. Love a meme page. Love funny things like that. And
Instagram's good for memes as well, mate.
I know. Yeah, I've got my hashtags on that. I've got my daily comics and things like that. Love that. But I was going on the meme page, and one of them is like a big meme page, and it was a picture of like 4 chairs on a train. Now I think and it was just that. There was none of your classic sort of like text over the thing. It was just that. And everyone's going, cool postman, thanks for sharing. Cool postman, thanks for sharing. And that was all it was. Now that it's been done in parody, but I saw it on Xbox as well. So Xbox brought out another exclusive console, like a Game of Thrones console, and everyone was doing that as well.
Okay.
I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on here?
That's so incongruous, isn't it?
Well, it's not. What they're trying to do is get their top fan badge. They're trying to gain recognition on this group and get their top fan badge.
What's the top fan badge?
You just get a tiny thing above your name, and it just says top fan.
And that does what?
It just signifies that you are someone who comments a lot on that.
You are a top fan.
Yeah,
that's what it constitutes.
That's all it does.
This confuses me.
It does. It confuses me as well. It infuriates me, actually.
This is the first I've heard of it, and I'm just like, what?
Right, I'll try and find one.
But hey, bringing that to my attention. Cool post, man. Thanks for sharing.
Thanks for sharing.
I'm your top fan. I'm your top fan now.
You've got to do it a couple of times, man.
Okay. Cool, man.
Right. Okay. So
thanks for sharing.
I'm on a Brexit page now. I'm on a Brexit page. Right. Let's have a look. Shop, just various Union Jack flags, just of various sizes.
Standard.
Okay, so this is from Brexit. There's 76 comments. I need one that's better. I need a better Brexit page.
They've all been fucking deleted off Facebook.
Oh, Brexit Party. That's going to have some. That's got 120.
That will, because they've gone through the roof. They're polling really well.
Are they?
Like, they are, yeah. Man, well, we won't get into it, fuck it. UKIP basically disappeared.
Yep.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah.
And the Brexit Party have risen.
Right.
And the Lib Dems
I think everyone did, didn't they? All in a bit different, didn't it? All in a bit topsy-turvy.
Yeah. It did rather. We won't get into that.
Right, so let's look through this. So this is they've got a pinned thing on so it's Richard Tice on the Future of British Steel, which is a video of him standing next to a flag of some kind, and he's talking about the steel industry, I think.
Okay.
Right, so as per shouting the caps. Makes me proud of my party, and we can make a written emoji of the Union Jack flag. Great.
Yeah.
Well done, Richard, for leading the way. Thumbs up emoji. Flag emoji. Thumbs up. Flag.
Cool post, man. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. And then what have we got? Have we got anything else on here? Everyone's being quite civil. This is incredible to see. Oh, no, we've got one starting. I need to go back to this guy. Right. Let's go into it. So, first person comes in. If only there was under WTO rules a way to subsidize British steel for exports. Sideways emoji face. Second person. What has he actually achieved exactly? And then we go back to another person, atting that person. He has brought together several business people with experience in the steel industry as well as financiers in order to try and refloat British steel for the good of the country and its employees. What positive suggestions do you have for saving British steel? And then another guy chimes in to the same guy. Let me tell you what he's done. He has fielded a candidate in Peterborough who is a partner in an equity firm who caused and is profiting from British Steel's collapse. Putting pressure on Green to stop that would be far, far more important, instead of bringing together people with a long history of asset stripping businesses for personal profit. How do you dumb fucks even turn on the light switches? For fuck's sake, planks of fucking wood.
If this person had stopped before the insults,
third paragraph, there are 4 paragraphs, and then fourth paragraph he comes in with, how do you dumb fucks even turn on the light switches?
Okay.
I don't think it's an uncompetitive market, but why have they brought a foundry in France? Let's see what he actually achieves. Okay, emoji. Atting the same person who's like the first one. 17.4 million people voted for economic hardship. The people losing their jobs and livelihoods will need to make it up to them. Simple. Thumbs up emoji.
Okay.
Another guy comes in. They're all having a chat at the moment. And then it devolves. Yeah, then we're devolving.
Then it nosedives into the nonsensical.
One of them just starts, dumbass. We weren't asked to predict every change for any reason to the future of the UK economy or industry. We were asked if we wanted to leave or remain in the EU and its institutions. Are you saying every voter in any future election must become an economist with a crystal ball, supposed to be crystal, to see into the future and see how their vote turns out? Idiot. Eyes rolling emojis.
Okay. What he's basically done there is highlighted the entire problem with the Brexit vote.
This is all I see. All I see, that eventually it will devolve into just people shouting at each other.
Yeah. It was okay, and then
it's okay. Not. I can't even imagine how you dumb fucks even turn on the light switches. I think that is the core of my problem with it. That we for one, we lose context. We lose context on what people are saying to each other with like inflections of the voice and everything like that. So when I say, "Oh, you're a dumb fuck, Matt," like we can hear that there's an inflection in that where I don't actually think you're a dumb fuck. It's said in a different way. Now, if I said, "You're a dumb fuck, Matt," there's a bit of an inflection to that, and we could assume that I'm saying that you are, or I actually believe that you are one. With this,
yeah, man.
I had to put the inflection into those, didn't I? He may have been saying that in jest. We would have to, divert to emojis to find out if he was actually, how do you dumb fucks even turn on the light switches? If I say it that way, there's no inflection. But that's how we read it, isn't it? And
the reason why emojis are so important.
Emojis are very important.
Probably part of the reason why they were introduced.
Yeah.
So you can actually tell. Because the thing about English, the thing you learn when you teach it, is that it is that tone and stress and word stress and all that's so fucking important. I mean, I say when you teach it, you learn by speaking English and communicating.
It just becomes inferred, doesn't it?
Yeah, you learn that it's important. I mean, but you learn how important it is when you're trying to teach somebody who isn't used to a stress times language how a stress time language works and how tone and emphasis works.
Yeah. So, and I mean, the second point about, so you've got the context thing, and we don't know what context is. So emojis are very important. People use your emojis. Very important. Second thing, because we don't have that context, we have to make inferences to that, don't we? What does this person mean by what they're saying? And largely,
And
it doesn't become,
Oh,
it's
sorry.
not like a logical thought process that we actively engage in. We just make an assumption and just go,
and
oh, this fucking guy's called me dumb. Fuck you.
if that weren't bad enough,
Yeah.
you can put any context you want onto it for whatever gain you want.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you could, if someone makes a sarcastic comment
Mm-hmm.
like that,
Mm-hmm.
you could, if you were so inclined, spin it, make it look worse, and damage that person's reputation, which is what happens.
Yeah.
Which is, you know,
yeah,
this is what happens a lot.
All you need to do is take a screen cap, don't you? And even then, even if it's undoctored, you can put a spin on it. But you know, photo editing software, you just need to get that font, the same font that's on Twitter or Facebook, and you can make them say whatever the fuck you want. I'm sure you can. I don't think it's going to be.
That's been done.
Not going to be very hard to do that.
No, I mean, there's ways to pick up that these things are doctored, but I mean, not immediately. You know what I mean?
I reckon it's easy enough to make that very difficult. If you're any good on Photoshop or something, I reckon you can do that.
Oh yeah.
I think the only thing that's going to stop you is like metadata behind it.
Well, that's the thing with that. That's one of the things that they brought up in that podcast with Milo Yiannopoulos, was that he put one of the things he was banned for was reposting.
It was doctored stuff, wasn't it?
Fake, doctored tweets. Yeah.
And then when told it was, he went, basically, fuck it, I don't care. Don't tell me what to do. I think that's basically the...
His reaction was it?
Yeah. Was it? Like, don't tell me what to do, you ragamuffin, or something like that.
Yeah. It was, implying potentially. I mean, you could read... I think you could contextually... This is the thing. You could read into that somebody... that he knew. You could read into his reply that he knew that they were fake and he posted them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Even if that was not his intention.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the other thing, like, it's a problem with news. Like, the biggest clickbait news now, the most common is X tweeted this and people are not happy. Like, that's...
Tweet number 3 will shock you.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just G'ing up.
Yeah.
People's brains. I don't know. I didn't know the chemical. G'ing up people's
it's just your
negative emotion.
Yeah, it's cortisol. That's your stress.
Cortisol.
That's the one that when someone like cuts you off in traffic and you just get that it's like the precursor to adrenaline. I think that kicks in an adrenaline. It's there, ready to kick in an adrenaline response if someone's going to if a lion's going to eat you.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, but cortisol, whenever you get stressed out and you get that really tense feeling, that's cortisol, ladies and gentlemen. Not a good thing. It's a killer. It's a killer, that cortisol.
I see.
Yeah.
Is that why stress fucks people up?
Well, I don't think cortisol itself is a killer, but stresses. So I mean, I don't think an emotion can kill you. It's got to be stuff inside you, isn't it? If it's cortisol and then like adrenaline running off of that, it's going to make your heart beat faster and your blood pressure go up. I would imagine it's that more than the emotion that's going to do it. But yeah,
okay,
gives people aneurysm and shit like that. Horrid thing. So yeah,
and that's happening all the time.
Yeah. And I mean, getting rid of social media, people are still going to have heart attacks from getting too stressed out.
Oh, sure.
I say fun fact, but I'll rephrase it. Morbid fact about heart attacks. When do you reckon people get the most heart attacks? Most common time.
Oh, fucking hell. I mean, they can happen at any time, can't they?
Most common time for a person to get a heart attack, Christmas Eve.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh,
you got that whole thing of families coming together. It's always a stressful time, presents, blah blah blah, getting everything.
Yeah. A
lot of heart attacks on Christmas Eve.
That sucks, man. and it's logical, I suppose.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, that's the thing that that social media basically, like, this is what social media. Its intentions are to make you feel. Is to make you laugh, to make you angry, and to like freak you out, probably. Like, that's the other thing it can do. Like, people like stalk each other on Facebook, especially.
Yeah.
And that's not healthy. That's not healthy for anybody.
That's in the public zeitgeist, isn't it? Sort of Facebook stalking.
Yeah, yeah.
If you say
Like,
Facebook stalking, everyone's going to know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Right. People like look up their exes and shit. It's like, it's bad. It's bad.
Which is the third point of my triangle of why this is a bad thing. It's that anonymity as well. You know,
it's anonymity and,
well, not necessarily anonymity.
It's the inability. It's the inability to let things go, and it lets things fester. Yeah, it's a problem. It's certainly a problem. And you can direct stuff at people as well, knowing that they'll see it.
Oh yeah, just put an @ sign. There you are.
Not even an @ sign. Just put up something. Just put up something that's going to show up in a news, because all of it shows up in a news feed on Facebook, and you can just put something up that you know someone is going to see, and you know that, and they're going to know it's directed at them.
Oh, sort of like the passive aggressive stuff, where you're like, harking back to a conversation that someone's had with someone else, and it's like, well, fuck you. It's like, someone's in trouble.
There's someone we went to school with long ago, who broke up with their significant other, and posted a picture of herself, like, with something he'd given her, and she was like cutting it up.
Oh.
Or she was like cutting it off herself.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was like, but it was just like, why are you doing that? I mean, it's obvious why you're doing it. You just want to hurt someone. But, you know, why would you want to hurt somebody? And and that's another thing that social media allows you to do. It allows you to hurt people.
Well, it allows you to be
in a very, very easy way.
It allows you to be very open with what you feel, without there being this immediate. So again, if you're in that situation, if we take all these back to like physical, like a physical area. So we're in a cafe we're in this room, Matt. Picture this: we're in this room, and we're going to put all of these into that situation. We're going to insert those situations into that situation. So we're in this room, Matt. We've been going out for 3 years, and then we have a horrible breakup. It would never happen because I love you dearly, but just imagine that it does. Okay. And I you know the picture that we got in Japan when we were having that nice meal. Do you remember that? And they took a picture.
Yeah.
We didn't ask for the picture to be taken, ladies and gentlemen. They asked us to take a picture and put it on their wall. But I took a second. I got the second picture from them, and I've kept it on me to remember my bromance. Hashtag bromance. Hashtag big talk bromance. And so I take that picture, and in front of you, I cut that up or I burn it. So there's going to instantly be an emotional response from you, be that verbal or non-verbal. And it's going to be hard for me to do that because in a relationship, if you've broken up, good or bad, there's still some emotion there. You don't just shut off your emotion and they're dead to you. That doesn't happen. That emotion either becomes toxic and it hurts you in that situation, or you have fond memories of them and sort of all different, an amalgamation of feelings in between. Those feelings don't just shut off; they transfer. So there's going to be some emotional response from you, and there's going to be some emotional response from me doing it in front of you in that physical situation. Yeah. It can be social media. There's this film in between us, isn't there, where we can do that, and we're absolved. We're absolved of that situation ever coming to pass. Yeah. You can type to me. You can tell me to fuck off. No, it's just words.
Mm. Well, it can be directed or it can be accidental because all it takes is someone saying something at the wrong moment, and it's like, oh, and it can fuck your day up. Like, oh, well, I mean, I was going to bring up an example, but that's pretty much, it's pretty much illustrated right there. Like the wrong person said the wrong thing at the wrong time, and it affected this other person very deeply. And it sucks. It can really suck. And there are times when I put something up. This was a while ago because I barely use Facebook now. But when someone would I would put something up and someone would message me and go, "Why would you say that?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? It wasn't directed at you at all."
Oh fuck! I'm just remembered of another time with me and you.
Okay.
And I can't remember what was said, but someone said something, and we were in Magaluf. We're on a boozy holiday in Magaluf, and we were at that steak restaurant.
Yes.
And someone said something on Facebook, and we were like, "That's fuck. What the fuck are they saying?" And I remember it felt like it was directed at us. And then we got in contact. I can't remember what they said though, so I can't bring up what it was. But it was something.
I remember this.
Do you remember? And obviously we probably had a couple of beers, instantly emotionally heightened. And we get in touch and we're like, "Yo, what up?"
Well, this is the thing, we were both there. We were both there in person. We were like, it was almost like we were G'ing each other up. Exactly. And people were responding, and we were getting G'd up by the response. I remember exactly what this was. I remember exactly. And we had our friends were chiming in,
and they were getting in touch with us, and it was all getting it was getting het up, wasn't it?
It was a thing. It was a thing.
It became
a minor storm.
Yeah, and this was with a good friend of ours.
Yes.
Like a really good friend of ours. And we're like, "Yo, WTF, what's going on?" And I remember we eventually discussed this with this person. And it fell away. But it happened so quick.
Yeah.
I remember
it was immediate.
Something was put up. We saw it and we're like, "Oh, that's a bit fucky of that person." Did someone alert us to this? Someone told us. We checked it out and we're like, "Oh, that's a bit shit." It might have been. Was it because we were on a boozy holiday?
No, it wasn't. No, it was about. No. It was because. Oh shit! What was it? I can't. Right. Oh man.
Well, be right back, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going to work this out. BRB. It's been several minutes for us, but for you, it has been no time at all, ladies and gentlemen. We had
to puzzle that out.
We now have the context of what had happened. Right.
Yeah.
So, a friend of ours goes away, makes this comment about being away and people still being at home. Now, at this point, me and Matt were at home. I think I was working a year before I was going off to university.
And I was...
You were doing something as well.
Now, here's another thing. I think we were both in a very poor mental state at the time.
I think so. Yeah.
I know I was.
Of course.
This is just after my... This is the time where you were nutty. This is the time where I was in bad... This is probably the tail end of my bad depressions. A year.
So this was when you were nutty as well.
Yeah. So we were in a poor mental state at the time.
Yeah. So this comes up. Loads of people start chiming in on it. "Yo, what do you mean? Blah, blah, blah." Someone alerts us to this. And we're like, "Oh, fuck, this is fucked up." Now we're in a poor mental state as it is. We're on the beers in a boozy place where you just go there to party, basically.
And we have almost constantly been on the beers.
Yeah. This is every single day. You wake up, drink, everything. Just get drunk. Horrible, horrible way to live. don't try this at home.
No, for God's sake, don't.
But
Especially don't go, if you're going to go on one of those holidays, don't go for a fortnight.
Oh yeah,
because it messes you up, man.
yeah,
it's horrifying.
And we're at the tail end of this. We're at the tail end of, or just being in just this poor mental health area, and like we get really jacked up. We take it off the comments and we message this guy. I'm like, what the, just go at him. Like, what are you like? Fuck you, basically. Go off at him because we G'd ourselves up. People have been messaging us, G'ing ourselves up. And then we worked out what it was. It was nothing to do with us. Nothing to do with us.
No. No. Yeah. You know? We chilled back eventually.
We chilled right back. And that was over the course of maybe half an hour from start to finish.
Longer than that.
Was it?
It was probably a good 90 minutes.
Okay.
We were mad and it was all going off.
Even 90 minutes though, if you put us back into that room, so now there's me, you, and the third person, right? We're in that room.
Yeah.
That person says that thing. Now, within those 90 minutes, like, first off, we can get context. We can get context straight away. And it's probably not, we could probably sort it out a lot quicker.
Yeah.
From the context.
The question, what do you mean by that?
What does that mean?
And then it's done. Yeah. And then it's done.
Oh, you mean that? Oh, okay then. Off we go about our day. Yeah. But instead of doing that, now we have a lot of information coming to us very, very quickly. We're seeing other people collaborate with our view, like corroborate our views on this subject that is fucky. People saying, isn't this fucky to us? And we're going, yeah, it is fucky. And then just G'ing each other up, where you wouldn't be able to do that in that situation. I mean, it does happen, you know, obviously you get that group think where people get whipped up into a frenzy.
It's where everyone talks past each other and no one even thinks about asking for clarification.
No.
It's always, you meant this and now I'm mad at you.
Yeah. It's like everyone's thinking about what to say next, isn't it? Rather than thinking about what that person has said.
How can I zing you based on that thing you just said?
How can I do a sassy Twitter reply?
Yeah. How can I own you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How can I make you look like a dickhead? Yeah.
And that's a cottage industry as well.
Yeah. Like now we're into a whole other place now, aren't we?
Like, Ben Shapiro destroys liberal on X.
Yeah.
Or like Don Lemon Jeremy Corbyn destroys Rees-Mogg on X and Y.
Yeah. I find it funny sometimes because I watch some of those on YouTube sometimes. And what I'll find about like 50% of the time is that I will like completely disagree with the title. I'll watch it and I'll go, did they destroy them?
Yeah. You're watching two people have a very civil conversation.
Yeah. And I'm like, where is the destruction?
Yeah.
90% of the time, it's either you don't see it or it's the other way round.
And then you get people, I mean, this is where sometimes the comment section is great because you get people going, that's clickbait.
Yeah.
Or you get people like memeing it going, Ben Shapiro destroys sandwich by putting too much mustard on it or something like that. Ben Shapiro wakes up in the morning.
Yeah.
Like it's again the caps thing, the all caps thing.
Yeah. Because it's almost like a call to action, isn't it? You know, you see this thing and it wakes up your consciousness for a bit and you're like, oh, there's a caps there. I need to look at that. I need to look at this.
And it's also confirmation bias. So someone will look at that who likes Ben Shapiro and go, Ben Shapiro, that guy I like. Yeah. He's destroyed someone. Let's watch it. And then, you know, and then they've got the click. And no matter, and for everyone that is, you could argue a destruction.
Yeah.
Where he like out debates somebody or whatever.
Yeah.
there's always another one. There's always like another 20 that are just like him just chatting.
Yeah.
Him just having a chat with somebody.
So like, funnily enough, so I went onto YouTube, and I just typed in all caps destroys. I couldn't think of anywhere else to go. First one, Ben Shapiro absolutely destroys people with facts.
With facts and logic.
Volume
It's always
1.
with facts and logic.
Volume 1. There are three more.
It's always destroys with facts and logic. Always. Yeah. And you're like, oh, really?
And then
because it's when you're trying to think of, and they're really bad if you're trying to look for like an opposing point of view on certain things. You're like, okay, well, apparently this is a really good argument for a side that I don't necessarily believe, and it's not. It's just clickbait. You're like, oh, fuck it, all right, fine.
So, and then what I did was, so that was Ben Shapiro destroying people. I then put in Ben Shapiro destroyed by, left it open. And then we've got Andrew Neil destroys.
Andrew Neil.
Andrew Neil destroys Ben Shapiro in BBC interview.
Yeah, that was recent. That was fairly recent.
3 weeks ago, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, and Shapiro has said he was destroyed by Neil during a debate.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. I think he seemed fairly gracious about it.
Yeah.
But he was like, man, he did himself no favors in that interview.
I'm gonna watch
because he like walked out.
Yeah.
He walked out halfway through.
Yeah, that doesn't help, does it?
No. But
every social media has its quirks, doesn't it? So you've got
absolutely.
So we've gone through 3 tonight. We've gone through Twitter, where we've gone through a very select lens of Twitter. We've gone through POTUS's Twitter account, where
it's quite a big lens.
Happen. Yeah, but you've really
it's an all-encompassing lens.
You've only got 3 kind of things that are going to come up, though. God bless you, Mr. President.
Fuck you, Mr. President.
Some facts that's not related to this, but makes you look bad, Mr. President. Meme. That's it. That's it. That's it. But really, isn't thinking about it? Isn't that the internet? I love you. I hate you. Meme. That is it.
It's the internet currently.
Just like the 4th bit, we just need like porn. We just need the porn with the good story. We need the good storyline porn as the 4th Twitter.
I love you. I hate you. Meme tits.
Yeah, that's it. And then you've got Facebook, where people are just having the same arguments over and over again. And then you've got. I mean, I'm looking at the comments on YouTube, and just again, that's a lot of memes. A lot of people.
So many memes.
Lots of memes. Just people trying to take things out of the text and make it funny, and then a lot of people copying that. A lot of people agreeing, a lot of people disagreeing, but just with this, it's just some people have like silly names. Like I saw something like someone was called like Lord Toilet Liquor, or like Supreme Overlord Toilet Liquor. And
well, that's anonymity again.
Yeah,
anonymity.
Yeah, and you can just imagine it's just like this 13-year-old edgelord. Just going on like loads of Ben. He just fucking loves Ben Shapiro, and he's like, "Yeah, fucking got owned, bro."
Yeah,
but you don't know, do you? You don't know. You don't know who these people are. Cause anonymity.
Exactly. Or they have some kind of personality. Because a lot of YouTube stuff. There's a lot of YouTubers that came from sort of gaming, and they just brought their gamer tag. They brought their gamer tag over to YouTube
branding.
Yeah,
for solid branding. Yeah.
Well, either for solid branding or just for like, like what I'll stream Let's Plays, and people can come on the stream with me, and yeah.
And it's there. That's sort of like one aspect that we find that's good about social media. You know, we've talked about all the bad, but some of it's really bloody good. You know, like for that, you can, I mean, not just play games with people around the world, but you can connect with people around the world. You can, you know, I was just about to say build a following online. I don't know if that's good or bad. It depends. It depends if you use your powers for good or evil, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, you can. It's an open marketplace of ideas.
Yeah.
Particularly YouTube. YouTube, you can just get. I mean, I suppose there's some toxicity, but it is very much an open marketplace of ideas. And there, and that's a good thing about it. You can get different perspectives quite easily just by looking at different channels. I want the left wing. You can watch the Young Turks and you can watch Stephen Crowder, and you'll get different perspectives on the same thing.
Yeah, but that's only if you're looking for it, isn't it?
Only if you're looking for it.
That requires you to make a conscious decision to look for
that. It requires you to take some. It requires you to take responsibility.
That's the same for everything, though, isn't it? I can't just paint that over social media. That's for everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the well, it's another thing that that is in absence.
Yeah,
that's getting sort of eroded away is that the sense of responsibility you have to take for your own. Because we've got a lot of instant gratification. It's a lot of like, give me this for free, which is what YouTube is basically. Give me this for free.
Yeah,
and you can get whatever you like. And you can gaslight people. You can gaslight your followers.
Yep.
Like there are people there was a guy who I was subscribed to, who I was following, who was he was a comedian, but he stepped off the reservation a bit.
He went a bit.
And I was like, well, I mean, this is the thing, man. He almost got me.
Really?
He almost got me. And then he talked about the moon landing. He was like, the moon landing isn't real. And I went, I beg your pardon.
See ya.
And this is the thing, right? He had me so good that I was like, well, I mean, let's read about the moon landing and see. Let's see if there's any inconsistencies. And I read a bunch of stuff about the moon landing, and I went, yeah, you're full of shit. And just unsubbed immediately because he wouldn't shut the fuck up about it.
Good days.
And it's not like, and it wasn't like, it was literally like people, and like a bunch of people, like, I think people he's gained more of a following because people are watching the train wreck.
Yeah.
Because the dude is like legit insane. And you know, you see that, and I see that now, but I didn't see it then.
And that's hella gratifying, right? To watch someone else fail. To watch someone else's life fall apart.
To watch someone else spiral around the drain.
Yeah, I can sit here in my pants eating crisps and I can watch someone's life go down the drain.
You can laugh at a guy who's going crazy.
Who's having a mental breakdown. Who's having a psychotic episode. That's not available to us normally, is it?
No, not at all.
And I don't understand, but I can see how that would be appealing to someone who's not got a lot going on in their life.
Well, yeah, it can be appealing to someone who disagrees ideologically with that person.
Yeah.
And you can just watch the crazy.
Yeah.
It's part of the reason why Alex Jones is popular. Like, that guy is kind of unhinged.
He's nutty, isn't he?
Yeah. And the thing is, he's kind of unhinged, but at the same time, you're like, fuck, if that was true.
But some of the stuff is, isn't it?
But some of the stuff is.
Like, I remember when I came to Japan, and it was just when the Joe Rogan episode had come out with Alex Jones coming back, and there was just like 10 seconds where it was like, Joe, they got human-animal hybrids. There's interdimensional aliens. They're all speaking to devils, and consciousness is a comet that flies and evil's at the bottom. And you're like, what? And then like some of them, I don't think he can prove the interdimensional aliens, but then like you bring up like Scientific American, and it's like, yep, human pig hybrids can be made. It's like, that's nuts.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
he's a special case because he's like,
And then,
he's got
but
a
then,
bit of crazy to him, but some of the stuff
yeah.
he says is legit, and you're like, fuck,
Yeah.
world is
And it
crazy.
doesn't help. It doesn't help when he gets banned. And
No,
it's like, why have you banned him?
yeah,
Why have you silenced this guy? Is he
yeah.
saying something?
And
Because like,
if you've got a
there's the
tiny
only
bit of
reason
paranoia about you, that's it. You're going to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
like, everyone they silence, they got to be right.
Well, I mean,
You know?
they at least have to have a point.
Mm,
Because here's the thing. This is the thing that I have noticed.
mm,
And this comes back to kind of control.
yeah.
If you don't have if someone doesn't have a rebuttal for
Mhm.
another person's point, they immediately just go to trying to silence them.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll like flag their stuff on flag their stuff to YouTube, claim they're being bullied,
Yeah. And then they're gone. Yeah.
and then they're gone.
Because literally, people do not have enough time to check, do they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people
If it's
don't
anything like Twitter, where they got 4,000 people and 100 people are working on flagging. If I'm doing that for 8 hours a day as a human being, I'm not going to be like, well, I better spend 2 hours to see if Joe Bloggs has been bullied. Just this it looks like a pattern. Next,
let's fact check this allegation that PewDiePie is a Nazi.
Yeah,
it's like, and like when the allegation is that during streams he has his hand out occasionally, it looks a little bit like a Nazi salute. When he's like reaching for something and someone's taken a screenshot.
Yep.
And gone, there you go, proof he's a Nazi. And there are people out there that just believe that. And it's like, why? That's the dumbest thing. Why? And that's like 5 seconds. You could literally go 5 seconds of that video where he reaches up and gets something and brings it back. But no one will. No one will. Did you see? There was a really dumb one actually about that.
I didn't follow the whole PewDiePie thing. I sort of heard it sort of around.
This is a different thing. This is a football thing. I don't know if you follow this.
Oh, the footy. Love the footy.
Yeah.
Matt.
So there's a footy one where a chap called Wayne Hennessy, who is a goalkeeper for Crystal Palace, I believe.
Okay.
Who there was a picture taken by a German teammate. And you know, British people and Germans have a bit of banter. This guy, Wayne Hennessy, he did like he did what is pretty clearly like a Nazi salute and like doing the Hitler mustache with the fingers.
Yeah.
Directed it. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I wasn't there. But knowing British people and German people and the banter, was probably bantering off the German guy.
Yeah, mate.
And this goes out.
I've got to show you this. Right. So I looked up who Wayne Hennessy is. For those who don't know me, I don't like football. I don't like FIFA. I don't like the FIFA games. Look, right. So first, 3 out of 4 images. We've got this one. This one.
Well, that's
this one. All used. This one.
Well, in context, that's a football thing. But
hang
on, if you scroll up.
Yep. But this is the one that's going to be talking about it.
That's the one.
Yeah.
You see him there at the back.
There he is.
Right.
I zoom in.
So that's fairly obvious to me that he's bantering off.
I think I can annotate. I can.
It's fairly obvious to me. It's fairly obvious to me here that he's bantering off the German guy who's taking the picture.
Yeah.
The absurd thing he did though, in response to this, was he like pleaded ignorance. He was like, I don't know about Nazis.
He doesn't even know about it. And then they said that they were like, oh, wasn't it? Oh, the guy who used to be the England manager, and he was like, we're gonna like Roy Hodgson or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna educate. Oh, fuck off!
It's like
fuck off, Wayne.
That's the dumbest thing.
Yeah.
It's like, just say. I mean, obviously he can't say that he's bantering off the guy, because banter is like considered toxic.
Bit of an incendiary term,
but it happens.
Bit of an incendiary term. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But it happens, you know.
Yeah.
And
what you could say
his response
a bit
isn't
insensitive. I'm sorry about this. Yeah.
But this is outrage culture, isn't it? It's outrage culture.
Mm.
And his response was effectively, what's a Nazi?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about
What's
the
World
Nazis.
War II? Come on, Wayne.
Well, World War. There was a World War,
What's
and there
the
were two
war?
of them.
Yeah.
Hitler, I thought he was a myth. It's like, no, it's obvious.
Nuts.
It's obvious what he was doing.
Yeah.
But then it's like blown up. It's blown out of proportion to, well, is he a neo-Nazi? Is he a toxic?
Yeah.
And it's like, obviously not. He's obviously bantering off his mate, but it's also obvious that you can't really do that.
I mean,
in today's society.
He was being a stupid human being at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, he was being an idiot, and that picture goes onto social media, and the context is removed, and furore erupts.
So what happened to him? Has he still got his job?
Yeah, he's still got his job.
Okay.
Of course, he's still got his job. You would think if it were really something, he would have been fired, because people have been fired for that. For like being. People have been fined and fired, and their careers have been thrown in the toilet because of it. Like, well,
there was Israel Folau, wasn't there? So I know a bit more about rugby, and we're taking a bit of a step up from bantering. So Israel Folau is he's from the he plays for Australia, but he's an island boy, so he's from like Polynesian Islands.
Okay,
not sure. So he's a South Pacific Islander. So huge religious, Christianity is big in South Pacific.
Okay.
You know, it's a huge part of their culture. So he gets on Twitter and he's going like, repent, basically, and he's going into a lot of people who need to repent. One of which being homosexual people.
Okay. Okay.
So he's been fired now.
Okay.
You can say he was right for doing that. You can say he was wrong for doing that. I've had big debates on it. That's a debate for another time. Okay. That there's a lot around that. There's a lot to unpick.
It's like a fundamentalist Christian.
Yeah. There's a lot to unpick from what is that and how do you whole other topic. But yeah, he got taken out, but with that, I think a lot of the South Pacific Islanders, they wanted to go with him because it's such a big part of their lives. And I understand it. Like you know, you don't. I think it's very personally, like as a blanket statement. I thought it was stupid of him to be saying that. If your view's cool, but you have a platform, you influence people, and a lot of people look up to you. So it's probably a bit silly to be saying that. Equally, though, if you are, not being religious, I don't really know. But if that's what you really believe with all your heart, and you think that if people don't change, they're going to go to hell, that's gonna weigh on your conscience, isn't it?
Sure.
I don't know what it's like to be fully religious and believe there's a God and things like that. I don't.
Well, the other thing there is that not all religions are treated equal, particularly when it comes to homophobic belief, and to some are very. It's with some it's very explicit that.
Oh yeah.
We think that these people suck because they're homophobic, and with others it's like we're just going to ignore their homophobia.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's I think
again, I think what we've come back to again though is this responsibility on the individual, because you said it earlier, didn't you? There's this responsibility on an individual using a social media platform that they have to make those conscious decisions around everything that we've said, every situation that we've put forth, that you as a user need to be a big boy or a big girl. You need to be a grown up when you're using it. And
you're going to be as responsible as you're going to be.
Yeah. So
at the end of the day,
it's on you. It's on you to make this good or bad. And because it's so instant now, I think we're going to short. Everyone makes mistakes, and I'm not saying some mistakes are worse than others, but I'm just saying people make mistakes. It's a blanket thing because they do. Because we're not perfect. If we're perfect, we'd be boring. And people are going to make mistakes, and people have a responsibility, especially when you've got a lot of people looking to you and a lot of people following you. It's a new and it's a new technology as well.
Yeah,
that makes it difficult as well because we're all still learning. So we're all still kind of in our infancy when it comes to social media. So in some respects, we can't be grown-ups. We have
the other side of it is that there's the side of taking responsibility, but then there's the other side of people who are like takedown merchants who.
Oh yeah, I think they should be grown-ups as well. I think like we all need to be grown-ups. We need to be responsible human beings that can engage in discourse, that can use a technology correctly. You know, it almost feels like this is like as dangerous as driving a car. You know, sometimes with social media, you know, you do the wrong thing, you can fuck up. Well, I don't know if people have died off social media, but I imagine they would have.
I mean,
somehow, somewhere,
mental health issues are rising.
For definite, yeah.
For definite, depression is rising, suicide is rising.
Yeah,
it happens, man. Cyberbullying's a thing. It happens.
Oh, wow, yeah. What a topic we haven't touched. That's another.
We didn't even get into cyberbullying.
Jesus, yeah. And but then, more often than not, this is coming from like that's more of a less grown up thing, I would imagine, or at least what I've seen on the news. It's more with sort of kids and everything like that.
If you've gone,
not to absolve them,
you're back.
Not to absolve them of that, but to give it a bit more context. Nothing I'm saying is to absolve anyone. I just want to make that very clear.
Like that's the thing. Like if you disagree with something that we would say, it would be like, well, just say, what do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Because it could be that we're just speaking out. We just say something wrong in the heat of the moment.
Because I can see us being very touchy. I've seen us a couple of times be touchy on subjects, and in a conversation with someone, I mean, sometimes you're gonna piss someone off. I was out. So I started a new job out here in New Zealand just to pay the rent, basically, while another gig comes up. And I was out for drinks with like the new people, and I was talking to this woman at work, and I said the wrong thing. I said, I can't remember what I said, but instantly it rubbed her up the wrong way. I'm like, oh fuck, sorry, like what happened? There was a bit of a, there was no instantly shouting, you're so fucking stupid. I don't know how you turn on a light. There was a grown up conversation between us, which led into a really good conversation about other things about humans and how people deal with this and that. And it was was brilliant. I really enjoyed that conversation. It wouldn't have happened if I didn't piss her off. And it was one word out of turn. Worked out that it was something. It reminded her of things that people have said to her before. I think it was like in relationships or something about something. I won't go into it too much. But it reminded her of that. Yeah. And I was like, oh fuck, didn't realise that must have been.
Well, did that happen instantly then? Was there an instant like, oh?
There was an instant chill in the air. So I said something. I've said something. I've said something wrong.
Yeah.
Then there was a bit of a chill going on. No, let's. Like, I don't want you to feel, uncomfortable in this situation. What have I said? She explained what it was, and she didn't quite understand what it was. So we kind of sort of pieced it together and worked out that it was this whole other thing. It was completely unrelated to what I'd said, but it was kind of like a trigger. It was kind of a trigger that I said something, just an off comment to someone else, that she's heard it like in this conversation, and then it's triggered an emotional response in my coworker.
Yeah.
But because we're in you know, in physical presence of each other, we can have a conversation about this. And and you know, outrage culture doesn't happen, and I don't, you know, get silenced in the pub. I don't, you know, if this was social media, I'd be sort of sat on a table on my own in that pub, not getting served. You know, I'd be kicked out.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Well, what can be done about it?
I
mean, there's personal responsibility you need to take.
Yeah.
But I mean, apart from that, what can be done about it?
To quote Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. This is an incredible power. This is an incredible tool. We can talk over thousands and thousands of kilometers of distance in pretty much real time. There's probably a bit of a gap. After that, we can instantly upload this onto a social media platform where anyone with an account and knowing this is there can see it, and they can see it for as long as YouTube goes.
Yeah.
We can do all sorts with this social media platform. You know, you can build a following if you go down the light side, if you go down the Jedi side, Matt, to an earlier conversation, you can probably make a real difference with the internet. You can reach people and help them and connect with people who have had similar experiences in their lives, you know, or something like that. You know, like I imagine like grief counseling or something like that, like where things have happened to people, like really traumatic things have happened to people, and you can connect with other people who that's happened to. You know, something rare might have happened to you, a certain, I don't know, like a really rare disease or something like that. And there's like 1,000 people in the world. Without social media, you probably wouldn't be able to contact those people. But with social media, all you've got to do is, one, hope that there's a group for that. Two, if there's not, make one, and wait for people to search for that.
Yeah. And well, there's a guy I know who's an amputee, and he's connected with like hundreds of amputees.
That's nuts, isn't it?
Through
so cool. That's incredible.
Yeah.
But we can also join groups where we, you know, all hate the same person.
Yeah.
We can do stupid shit as well. You know, we can save dank memes onto our phone for later laughter.
Yeah.
And we can shout people down and ruin people's lives. There is a great power there to do pretty much anything that you want. You have real impact on the world with this tool. So yeah, you need to be Spider-Man. You need to be a grown-up. You need to put on your big trousers and your big coat. Be a big boy, big girl, be big whoever, and use it responsibly.
Be an adult.
Be an adult human person on the internet. As much as you can. When you're about to post something, read it back and have a think for like a sec, because it doesn't take long for you to go, maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah. Read it out loud.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Read it out
3 seconds and then post it.
Read back and go, the idea. And then post it.
Yeah.
Because we don't just, when we talk to each other, just blurt out the first thing that comes to mind. You think about what you're going to say and then you say it.
Unless
and if you do
and then you just blurt out things.
Yeah, or you do blurt out something. Or you do blurt out something and it's a stupid and you can
Oh, I lost
I'm guilty, man. I blurt shit out all the time. It's ridiculous. Because I conceptualize ideas
on the fly.
I don't know. Like I have to conceptualize them in the world to know if it's a good idea or not.
I have to say things out
in
loud.
A way.
Yeah.
And I've said stuff out loud and offended people and been like, well, no, that's not what I meant. Because the thing is, I'll say it and I'll hear it and go, no, that's not quite what I meant.
This is what
and
I
then
meant.
I've got to kind of like pull back and then go around it. Yeah. But almost threw my phone off the thing.
You almost did it. Classic.
Almost did it.
Well, I think that's the answer then, Matt. Is it bad? No. Is it bad?
Not
No.
necessarily.
You just need responsible people to use it responsibly. Or even irresponsible people to use it responsibly. We're not all responsible all the time. Some people will make damn fucking stupid errors of judgment. But that is part of the human condition. We are not perfect and we fuck up.
Ask for clarification. If someone says something that you think is particularly egregious, ask what they meant.
And ask for clarification, sort of to go a bit esoteric, ask for clarification with yourself as well. Why does this upset me? Why is this upsetting me right now? If there's a big issue, if you're, so you look at this and go, why is this upset me? Because it's personally attacked me. Then cool. Ask for clarification. Say, as a grown up, this has upset me on because X, Y, and Z. Have a proper conversation about it. If you look at it and go, why does this upset me? And you go, I don't really know. Then there's probably no reason to reply to that or to give that any kind of energy whatsoever. Because stress is a killer. Stress kills.
Yes.
Don't get yourself stressed out over words. Remember, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Don't let the words hurt you.
Don't let words hurt you. That is I feel like we're coming to an end, and that's uncharacteristically positive for us.
It is, isn't it?
It is.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. But eventually, AI will take over and enslave me. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. I jest.
Oh.
I think that's a good way to end it. Words can't hurt.
Yeah.
Be grown-ups. Have fun. You've only got a short time here. Oh, I'm getting into death again. Don't let words hurt you. Be great. Yeah. This has been
the kid can take away all your doors, but you can always knock through a wall.
You can always use the motherload cheat. Just control Shift C motherload. Okay?
Oh, that was a real thing.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, if you liked our ramblings, please leave a comment if you wish, subscribe if you wish. You're big people.
Be responsible, but not
be
with
responsible.
Us. Use our comments as a place to be irresponsible. Actually, if like legit though, if anything, I want to hear from you guys. If there's something that you don't agree with, or if you've got a different take on something, get in touch. I want this to be a bigger conversation.
Yeah, if we've said something wrong / egregious, ask what we meant.
Yeah. We might apologize. We might not, because we might not have been saying that. So no.
we might practice what we preach, or we might be dicks. Who knows?
Who knows? Let's find out. But
we might take away your doors.
Yeah.
Yeah, get in touch.
Get in touch. Like, what's the other one?
Like,
subscribe.
Comment and subscribe.
Comment and subscribe. Remember, you're all in a video game. Nothing matters. Love you. Bye.